This is different. This is different, and I am going through something. This is a different type of video. This is not a vlog. This is not a like sunshine and rainbows type of thing. This is raw. This is vulnerable, and I feel like this is a necessary moment for me to share with you guys, because on this walk of faith, it is not easy. There are ups and downs, there are lefts and rights, there are circles, and you start to get dizzy. This is a different video, and I am going through something. I was scrolling on my phone for a little bit, and the more I scrolled, the more my heart felt like I needed a release. I needed to cry out. And I feel like I've been holding this in all week, and I just finally like hit the breaking point, and that's okay. It is okay to be vulnerable. It is okay to weep. It is okay to cry out to God and to say, God, I need you. And that's what he wants, right? I have been asking God to refine me, to let me decrease so that he may truly increase in my life. And so I prayed about making this, because you never know what you're gonna get putting out there on the internet. But I think this is important. This is an important part of living and learning in my 20s as a Christian woman who is ever growing in her faith and has ups and downs, and a testimony that only Jesus, God himself, could have brought me through, because if not, I would not be here. But today's message is that God will let you hit rock bottom. He will let you indulge in every single joy that the world has to offer you. He will let you create idols, and you will ask him to try you by fire, and he will let you burn so that you may truly seek him. Sometimes it is easy to praise, and sometimes it is hard and heartfelt and screaming and crying and scratching, and that is what this is. When I said at the beginning of this video that I am going through something, it's not like some drastic life event like death, cancer, anything like that, but it is change, and change is so hard. And letting go of your expectations and letting God truly come in and let his will be done. No one talks about how hard that is. And I think it's so important as believers and as Christians who even have as small as a platform as I do, to share the raw, vulnerable moments, because we like to put out that it's all positive and sunshine and rainbows and honor God and follow his commandments, and everything will be well, right? But look at Job. He went through hell, and he was favored by God. So this is a reminder that just because you have good morals, just because you try your best to follow the commands and to seek him, that does not mean that you won't face hardship. In fact, you just might face more hardship, because now the devil realizes that you are no longer in his grasp, and he wants you back so desperately. Where is this coming from? This is coming from all of the changes I've had to endure this year. At the beginning of this year, I started engaged. I graduated school in May, and very few people have any idea that I was very close to not graduating, that I was very close to giving up, that I was very close to letting everything go. All right, girl, you got this. All right. I was by myself for 3 months. And so much happened where I had to rely on God. And I truly feel like, as I mentioned in a previous video, God truly separated us so that we weren't relying on each other more than we were relying on Him. And so obviously, through those works, my faith grew, my prayer life grew. And then it came back. And yes, a lot of the things that I was missing, I have now again. But then we had to move. And I had to leave everything I knew, the people I loved, the job opportunities, any network I had in New York. I had to leave a church that I love so much, that I got saved in, where I was surrounded by community. And even when Nick was gone, they checked on me daily. I knew I was never alone. And I had to leave all of that to come to somewhere I've never been in my life and be surrounded by, in the job I'm working in now, I'm surrounded by pain every day, trying to help homeless youth and young adult find shelter, get homes, get jobs, heal their trauma. And every day I am triggered in this job. And while I know there is a reason God sent me here, and I am forever grateful for the apartment, sight unseen, and it turned out great. I am grateful for the location. I am grateful to be able to be financially comfortable, even though we have debt because we're planning a wedding and all these other things. And so while I'm still grateful, it's hard. Change is hard. Yes, being without Nick was rough, but I had community. And now being here, there is no community, and I'm still looking for a church, and I'm struggling. I can admit that I have not been picking up my Bible as often in the past 3 weeks. I haven't. Since I started this job, actually. And I haven't prayed every day like I was doing before I started this job. The faith was there, but the works was dead. And I am feeling that in my soul. I felt it so deeply and so much that this morning I woke up angry for no reason. I didn't have a good reason to be angry. But you just know when you're not in your word, when you're not being active in what He's asking you to do, the enemy, the evil, they're going to attack your mind, your body, your soul, your space, your relationship, your household, everything to break you down so that you turn over to coping in ways of the world. Alcohol, drugs, anger. And you forget that Jesus preached on the Sermon on the Mount that anger is murder in the heart. And so this week I have been particularly angry. I have been sad. I have been filled with anxiety. I have been probably feeling every emotion. Even through reciting, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He lays me by still waters." Even through reciting the verses that are supposed to bring you comfort, the attacks were very real and visceral and strong. I've been really struggling mentally, physically. I've been feeling fat, ugly, anxious, worried, fearful in everything but the Lord, angry. That is what I have been feeling most of all, is anger and resentment, saying, why am I here? In fact, I said that out loud to myself on a break from work in my car just 2 weeks ago. Why am I here? Why was I taken away from the good things I had at the community? Why was I taken away and moved here where I feel like I have virtually nothing? I'm not talking about materially, clearly. And so this is an important moment to share here on my channel, because I can't remember the last time I was this vulnerable with you guys. I can't remember the last time I picked up my camera in the middle of a literal midlife crisis in my 20s. But I felt the Spirit telling me that I need to share this, if not for anything more than to make you guys aware that you're not alone, and that the walk to the kingdom is narrow and hard. Becoming saved, professing your love for Jesus, and claiming him as your Lord and Savior does not make things easier. It just doesn't. And if anyone tells you that, it's a lie. But every day, I have to remind myself, he's never left me nor forsaken me, and he never will. That his grace and mercy renews every single day, though I am unworthy, because I fall into temptation so often. He still remains, and he is consistent over time. Right now, I'm feeling a peace come over me because I've professed that out loud. This is a very real, simple but real testimony of change is hard, and it's not easy to adapt, and it's not quick. It does not happen overnight. In fact, it doesn't even happen over a few weeks, a few months. For some, it may take years. And so the next few videos that I put out may very well reflect that I'm going through something. And to start that off, this morning, as I said, I woke up very angry, and I didn't know why. And I prayed a very quick prayer. And afterwards, I just kept hearing, just cut it off. Just let it go. And I've been thinking about cutting off my hair. So this morning, I made the decision to chop off my hair lower and farther than I've ever chopped off my hair. As a gesture of good faith and trusting in the Lord, even though I'm scared. And yes, I cried through the entire chopping process, but trusting in the Lord and his will, even when you're uncomfortable, is so important. And so the hair is gone. This is going to be a new journey, and this is going to reflect a lot. And I think over the next few months, we're going to see a lot of change here on my channel, on my socials, in my life. Although I really have been talking about God more, it's going to be more. Because there's no way I'm getting through this without him. Because I tried and I can't. That was the video. I hope that this spoke to someone and encouraged you and empowered you and reminded you that you're not alone in this walk. That he hears your cries and he's not going to abandon you, even though you feel so alone. That you may not necessarily be alone, but that you feel lonely. And if that is speaking to you, I encourage you, pray, go to him, seek his face, scream and yell at him about all your worries and anchors, about everything that is bothering you. He wants to hear it. That's it. That's all I got. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.